Hello, this is Edgar Fouche. I'm doing a little video here and trying out some new software and hope you like it. My brother Charles and I'm the little guy. My brother was 21 months older than me, and this is in Alabama where I got run over. Our beloved stray dog that my father Ridge shot, and this bicycles, I got a new one from the guy who ran over me after the accident. Me on the left, and I was called Eddie at the time, and I think I was around 5 years old, give or take a year, and this is still down in Alabama in the big house. This is down in Tennessee, I believe, and we have matching suits and pants courtesy of the garment manufacturing company that Ridge, my biological father, managed. My biological father in the center is Ridge. He was a brilliant industrialist, but he was also a horrible, abusive drunk. And this is the house I was born in Ellaville, Georgia. It was built in 1905. It's outside of Americus, Georgia. You can see my brother Charles and I, and my mother and father, and my uncle Junior, who I was named after. I'm the third, Edgar. But we had a lot of fun there. We had chickens and goats and cows, milk cows, and lots of pigs, and grew pretty much our own food and took care of ourselves. I'm the tall one in the back, and this is in California right after my mother remarried to Glenn Edward Little, who was a wonderful stepfather and a mentor, and he was the real dad I always wanted, and I was just a great guy. Now I'm about 12 and a half years old at this point. It's my mother Eloise and my stepfather Glenn. He was a man of many talents. He was a gourmet cook. He'd been a semi-pro baseball player, had owned his own long-haul trucking firm when he was younger. And later, when I was in high school, shortly before I was in high school, he started Longview Imports and had a successful career there right before I was drafted out of college and went. Believe it or not, that sad face is me, Eddie, in junior high school in Little Rock, Arkansas. I was still being, and my brother and his new stepmother were being severely abused and beaten and mentally abused by my biological father, Ridge. Less than a year later, I ran away and ended up in Longview, Texas with my stepfather and my mother, which just totally changed my life for the better. In early 1967, I was going to college at Kilgore, which was about 10 miles from Longview, where I graduated from high school. And then got my girlfriend pregnant. We got married, and then I was immediately drafted into the Army. But the Air Force recruiter was an elder at our Nazarene church, so he managed to get me into the Air Force under what they called back then delayed enlistment. So I went through basic training, ran a mile and a half, tried putting my paperwork for pararescue, and then later on for jump school at Fort Benning. Was taken after the end of basic training at Lackland Air Force Base. The little guy on the right is named Coffee, and they actually asked me to slump down because I was so much taller than them that they were embarrassed. But I don't know what happened to guys. It's too many guys in the career in the service to keep track of. At the end of basic training, I volunteer for pararescue. Those are the guys that jump out of airplanes to rescue pilots, and you go through everything from jump school to survival school to medic training. So while I was at Fort Benning, I was there about 10 days, and I fractured my ankle on a jump, and they said it was going to take 6 months to heal. So I was immediately got orders to go to Keesler Air Force Base, where I started a year-long school in electronics, airborne navigation, other avionics equipment, including crypto training, which all crypto is owned by the National Security Agency. So at least I didn't get killed jumping out of a plane. Like me with my ex-wife outside of Keesler Air Force Base. You can see the barracks in the background. The beach was nice, but it was also polluted. That's me with my ex-wife and my first daughter, Valerie. She was born in August of '67, and she has an older sister named Kimberly, and that was many, many years ago. A lot of my pictures were lost when I was a kid, and the lake house burned down when I was in high school, and then later my biological father burned all our childhood pictures, so that's why I have so few to actually show. But this is while I was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base. I was out in the desert camping in the middle of the night, and you can't see the pistol I've got, but anyway, Cannon had lots of stockyards, so it always smelled like crap. And I was there for almost 3 years in electronics, and in '69 and '71 I pulled 2 short tours or temporary duty in Vietnam. I worked mostly electronic countermeasures, which are top secret, and crypto, which is pretty much always top secret, and was glad to move on from there.